Since 2002, electricity prices have almost doubled in New Zealand. That's not simply inflation at work. In fact, electricity has risen at 3 times the rate of inflation. To be frank, that's outrageous. And everyone using electricity knows how expensive power bills can become over the winter months ahead. Tonight, the perfect response, we think, a new 3-bedroom home that, when completed, will be our most energy-efficient house ever. So efficient, their electricity bills are predicted to be zero. Can all new homes be built to this standard? And if not, why not? Here's John Selwood.
This is the house that Bob's building, and this is Bob.
Yeah, these are the European style windows, so they're PVC frames, which is much more thermally efficient. They tilt and turn
Oh,
for
look at that, isn't that brilliant?
ventilation.
So a door and a vent?
Yeah, so that's secure.
Yeah.
And then you turn the handle this way and you can open the door.
This new build has a Homestar energy efficiency rating of 9 out of 10. No one's ever built a 10. In fact, no one's ever built a 9-star before this.
Well, most new houses that are being built at the moment are around about a 3 or a 4 on the Homestar rating, and that's sort of where the building code sits. The building code is a minimum performance standard for houses. Unfortunately, most people see that as a target, and so that's where they aim, whereas these houses, being a Homestar 9, are aiming way higher than those minimum standards.
What do you think of Star 3, which is our bottom line for the building code?
Oh my goodness, you don't want me to speak about that.
Yes, what do you think? What do you think?
Oh, this is bloody terrible. Seriously, how people live in here?
Energy efficiency doesn't just happen. This 3-bedroom home has been designed and planned from the ground up.
This is the edge foundation here. It's Magroc permanent insulated formwork, and this is a piece of it here, so you can see the cross section. So the idea here is we're protecting the edge from moisture and we're eliminating any heat loss, because about 80% of the heat from the floor is lost through the edge.
It's amazing. And normally a foundation would not have that.
No, 99% of houses built in New Zealand don't have that.
Bob is a long-standing advocate for sustainable design, and many of the design features incorporated in the new home are actually commonplace overseas.
You know, what is new for New Zealand, it's not new for the rest of the world.
We're behind.
Yes. This is really sad for New Zealand, but we're behind. And what we try to show is it's possible to do it.
How far behind the rest of the world are we?
I should be frank?
Yeah.
10 years, at least 15, probably, from Europe. Knock, knock.
Across the street, there's another house designed by Bob, which has a star rating of 8. So not quite as efficient, but the best up until now.
We think it's great, to be honest. The house we lived in before this was a brand new house. It was a rental property, and even made to modern standards with the double glazing and the insulation. This house is just so much better. You just wouldn't believe how much warmer and drier it is.
Price?
We paid about $412.
With land?
With land, yeah.
Fiona's power bill last month was just $20. Think that's good? Well, across the road on the new 9-star build, they're predicting no power bill at all.
Zero electricity. That's the aim, zero electricity.
Convince me how that's going to happen.
Well, the solar panels on the roof will generate all of the power required during the day. There'll be a small battery system in the house that will release that energy during the evening when it's required, but the house is so efficient that it doesn't require a lot of electricity to run. So we're confident that the solar panels will generate all the electricity we need.
To make this house work, an awful lot has to tie together. For example, outside we saw that insulation on the foundation. Inside, that actually ties into the floor we're standing on. Mike, do you want to explain why?
Yeah, these pipes heat the floor. They're run by a hot water cylinder that sits in here, and because of the edge insulation, we can heat the hot water and the underfloor with solar panels.
With a solar panel, and that's the thing, underfloor heating isn't unusual, but to be able to do it with virtually no energy.
Yeah, we've just got a tiny heat pump that can do it, and that's purely because of the slab insulation.
There are little touches throughout the house which immediately perhaps you don't notice, but they matter. For example, the timber framing is LVR, which is laminated veneer lumber, essentially stronger. in an earthquake, for example. You've also got these dampers to smooth out the shaking. There's lots of little pieces that add to the quality of the home, but at not a great deal of extra cost, which is a good thing.
So this new framing type allows you to get more insulation into the wall.
A 9-star home will probably cost around 10% more than your average build, while a 6-star home just 2% more.
If people can come and see these houses, both the consumer and the developer and the builder and the designer, they should be able to take these ideas away and incorporate them into the rest of our housing stock.
These houses, they're basically the standard in Europe, and they need to become the standard here in New Zealand. This is the future.
Extraordinary. I've been away on a shoot, so it's the first time I've seen that story. Amazing. John Selwood reporting. The 9-star home cost $350,000 to build, so that's the cost of the home, plus of course land is a cost on top of that. But that seems pretty good to us if you get no power bills and if it works that well and that efficiently.